How are you this
I'm,
evening?
I'm well. Good evening. How are you, Felicia?
I am outstanding. I want to thank you so very much for joining me this evening. I am so excited about all of the great things that you know about skincare.
Thank
You
you for
know,
having
we
me.
know each other for quite some time.
Yes.
And there are not a lot of people that know about my background in beauty because most of them who found me here on YouTube basically know me from YouTube.
Okay.
But you were a very integral part of my career early on in the beauty industry.
hmm
I just want to say thank you
You're
because
welcome with a pleasure.
you were just an unbelievable ray of hope to me at a very early onset time in my career. And here you are, obviously, an educator,
Yes.
and definitely so, rightfully so. Good evening, Derek. We had a bit of a quandary trying to get onto the Asa Leaf 7 channel, which is the beauty channel, because we have not done any videos from that web address or from that trunk there on here on YouTube. And so they would not allow us to upload until 24 hours from now.
Okay.
And so, with that said, we are going to continue as we had here on this forum, which is the Lockhart perspective. But to piggyback on what we were just saying, I've been in the beauty industry for a while, and I count you as one of those people who were very important to me because you helped me in a lot of ways. You introduced me to Aveda, and when I had the salon, I even got, until I looked at the number of how much they were going to charge me. My actual salon actually got approved to be an Aveda salon there in
hmm
Atlanta, and it just made me so happy. So I just want to thank you for coming on. A lot of people are having trouble with their skin right now, especially a lot of men. A lot of men don't know that there are ways that they can take care of their skin and that they can keep their skin healthy. And that's one of the things that I wanted us to talk about tonight. We're also going to talk about the mask that people are wearing
Yes.
and the danger that their skin can be in. And I hope
hmm
that you brought some tips with
I did.
us
I did.
tonight, yes, to help us with that.
Yes.
So that'll be awesome. Uh, so let's just get right into it. Let's talk about this awesome background you've got in the beauty industry.
Okay.
Let's talk about this.
Sure. So I've been in the beauty industry for about 30 years. My first love was hair. I grew up playing with my niece's dolls and doing her hair. And from that, I started doing people's hair in the kitchen as I was going to school to be a cosmetologist. My brother wanted me to go to school to be a programmer because he wanted me to move with him to Texas, and he was working for Texas Instrument. I had one semester to go to be a computer programmer and decided that's not where my heart is. So I told my mom I didn't want to finish school. I want to be a cosmetologist. So I went back home from Birmingham and I went to school. I did hair on the weekends to kind of compensate for the tuition. So I won't have to have my mother reaching into her pocket. So I did that every Saturday and Sunday, putting my way through beauty school. Fast forward, I had my first massage in like 1994, 95. Fell in love with the experience, the power of touch. People have no idea how amazing it is. But it was a out of body experience for me, and I moved to Atlanta to take massage therapy. So I left a very loyal clientele in Alabama, which I still currently go back and forth to see them once a month to do their hair. But I wanted to make a change in my life and be able to offer different services to people. So from that point, I took massage therapy. And then fast forward years later, I had a wedding party of 9 people that was a bride and bridesmaid. And when I finished doing all their hair, she was like, "So when are you going to start our makeup?" And I was like, "Hmm." In cosmetology, we only get a little bit of makeup. We don't get as much as you do in aesthetics. So I knew nothing about makeup. Maybe you know how to put some eyelashes on, maybe draw some eyebrows, but lipstick. But I didn't know how to paint faces for a wedding party. So I
Mhm.
called a colleague, sent her to them, and then later on, I said, "You know what? I can't do this again." So I went to school for aesthetics, and that's when I became an esthetician, and I fell in love with being an educator. And fast forward, here I am, a regional educator for a wonderful skincare line based up here in Atlanta.
Now that's exceptional. I think that's awesome. So let's talk about, let's just jump right in.
Okay.
And tonight, because of the fact that we're dealing with the skin and because of the fact that we're dealing with individuals having mask skin and having outbreaks and things of that nature, I do want to get a little bit off of the standard topic because generally and originally we were going to talk specifically about, how Black skin has been damaged and what we've been doing to our skin. Because, a lot of people don't know some of the things that we have done to our skin in
Right.
order to get our skin beautiful. And a lot of people will probably hear it and say, "Are you kidding me?" But
Right.
yeah, these are some of the things that we've experienced. But right now, I do want to talk about the masks.
Okay.
Yes, he does have an excellent resume. The masks that people are wearing right now, tell us about that and tell us what's going on. Let's start there and then let's talk about some remedies because that can be anybody's skin, white,
Anybody.
purple, green, or yellow.
Right.
Let's talk about it.
Ethnicity. So we call it masking. So it's a combination of wearing a mask but getting a temporary acne from having the mask on all day. So what happens is we're having the mask on around our mouth and nose, and think about we're breathing in a hot breath. Humidity is settling in. We're dehydrating the skin. It becomes oily. The follicles and pores become congested, and a lot of people are not cleansing the skin once they get home that night. Some people are repeating the mask. So I have several masks that I use, whether it be in the treatment room, upstairs in my bedroom, when people come over in the car, when I go into the office. So I definitely make sure that I am washing my mask, but I also have the disposable mask too. So with my life now, I have to have on a mask all the time when I'm in a treatment room or when I'm doing presentation in the classroom. I have to keep a mask on because I have to make sure not only do I protect me, but I protect the people around me. So I have disposable mask as well as I have masks that I change out throughout the course of the day. The most important thing is not only do we need to make sure we change the mask, we need to make sure we cleanse the skin properly. A lot of people need to change those pillowcases. So we even before COVID, a lot of people may wait a week or two before changing their pillowcase. But you got to think about the oil in your skin from throughout the day, that product on your hair throughout the day, and sweat. If you go into the gym and you may just like wash your face or whatever, but you're not thinking about the sweat that's on your hair that may be on the rest of your body that you pull in that pillowcase that you're actually sleeping on. So you have a combination of all of that. The masking, not changing your pillowcase, not changing your mask, and not properly cleansing your skin. What you bring me to with the brand I work for, I'm a regional educator for cosmetic skincare. So we're based off here in Atlanta, and you can always go to their website, cosmetics.com, and it's COSMEDIX, not cosmetic, but it's cosmetics. We've been around since 1999. So you can go to our website, put in Spa Finder. If you're not local and put your zip code in, you can find a spa account that we have. But of course, I'm based here in Atlanta, Compliance Salon Spa, and I offer, the products there. So to talk about the masking, the first thing we recommend is cleansing your skin with what we call Benefit Clean. But I use the Gentle Clean, which is an elite line. You can go on the website and order Benefit Clean, but I like the Gentle Clean because it has shea butter and aloe vera, which can be very soothing for that sensitive skin. So if someone has rosacea, psoriasis, or just tend to be very irritating easily, this would be great for them. So a lot of times people are thinking that just because I'm oily or I feel the breakouts coming in, I want to over exfoliate, which is not good. So if you're cleansing your skin with this before going to bed, Gentle Clean or Benefit Clean, this is going to actually remove the day off without actually making the skin more hypersensitive. Then we have Correct, which is the acne release serum that you can put on just on where you have those breakouts. So it's a spot treatment, but you want to let it dry first before you go into your next step. Because this is an actual serum that you use only for breakouts. And then we have our Affirm. Affirm is a great starter serum for people that's never had a serum before. So you take a pump or two, you're putting your hands and rub it all over the face, and you're going to let that absorb into the skin too. We have a wonderful eye serum called OptiCrystal. So I want to show you this because this is a really cool serum that you can use on the eyes. It is like a purple iridescent color, has liquid crystal technology. So it goes on like a purple color, and it's going to absorb into the skin. So this is really great. A little bit goes a long way, so you don't have to use that much of that. And after you put that on, the last thing you would do is put on our Restore. Restore is a moisture-rich mask, but you can use it as a nighttime moisturizer for the dehydrated skin. So when you put that on at night and when you wake up in the morning, it's absorbing to the skin, you'll keep using it until you wake up and it's there. So if it's thin on your skin after using it, you know it's time to stop using it because your skin no longer needs it. It's no longer dehydrated. But I would just say definitely keep your hands washed and sanitized. They say do it. They say sing happy birthday 2 times. I think it 3 or 4 times when I'm washing. I'm always sanitizing. I have sanitizer throughout the house. So that would probably be my best thing is to say to help with the masking is definitely cleansing your skin at night, making sure you put some moisture in it, change those masks out, change those pillowcases out, and definitely keeping your hands clean too.
So let's talk. I'm so glad you were able to, to get us up to par on that. Because a lot of people are, this is new to all of us. I mean, frankly, I don't wear them. I'll just be honest with you. If I can't go to a store and shop without putting one on, then you don't need my money. That's how I feel. That's how I see it. That's just my personal opinion.
Mhm.
And that's that.
Okay.
But for the people who are mandated in states like California and certain parts of Atlanta, Georgia, and certain parts of Alabama, they're mandated to do it. And so the best thing to do is no matter how you personally feel about them, if you have to wear it, these are the things that he's recommending that you do. This is Anthony Robinson, and he is the owner of Cavant Salon and Spa in Atlanta. He is an esthetician, having 20 years in the business. Oh, close to 30 years, I should say.
Mhm.
And he is licensed in 12 states as a master cosmetologist. And that's unbelievable. I think that's outstanding. I read your bio and about flipped over. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know him personally. How did I miss that part? But but with that said, I think that's outstanding that you are at least here to share with us. Now, let's talk to some of the guys who may see this on, some of the folks who may see this on replay. I want you to walk us through hyperpigmentation. And so for people who are laymen out there, people who don't know what that is, and again, I will apologize for Asa Leaf 7, my channel not being able to take this because this is dealing with beauty, and Asa Leaf 7 is my beauty channel because we had some problems, some technical YouTube difficulties. So we got to go with the flow, folks. So I'm sorry if you came here looking for something else, but this is where we are. So with that said, oftentimes you have hyperpigmentation, which means you may get a pimple, you may get a dark mark on the skin, you don't know how to get rid of it. Let's talk a little bit about hyperpigmentation. Last week, we dealt with bleaching of the skin. And I know a lot of people use bleaching of the skin to combat hyperpigmentation.
Mhm.
We talked about it on a different level, like people who go a little too far and, they actually look like the boogeyman when it's done.
Right.
So talk to us about what is hyperpigmentation and can anybody get it?
Yes, hyperpigmentation is overactive pigment in the skin. So what happens is, I want to say first of all that a lot of people don't know about SPF sunscreen. We need a sun protection. I used to remember my mother saying black don't crack. She didn't need to wear sunscreen. We all need to wear our SPF all year round. So either we have clouds outside, there's still the UVA and UVB rays that can still come through your windshield when you're driving, when you're outside in the elements. So you always need to wear a sun protector. A lot of times people go to beaches, and I will admit, I'm going to be very transparent and say that I love to, when I go to the Caribbeans, it's something about the sun that is so different than just being here like in Florida somewhere. So when I go to an island or whatever, my friends will go get in the water. I want to lay on a cot and I want to tan. I'll lay on there for about 20 or 30 minutes on one side. I flip over. But what I'm doing is reapplying. I'm reapplying. I use an SPF of 30. What I love about this one, Protect UV, it is a mineral-based, oil-free SPF. The great thing about it, I love, this is my favorite reason that I like to share this with people. You spray it in your hand, you warm it up, and then you apply it. Most time when you put moisturizer SPF on our skin, we look ashy, right? We look white. But look at this. You can even tell I have it on, right? And the great thing about this 2.7 is you wear makeup. You can spray this into your hand and put it on top of makeup. It will not move the makeup. What we learned is in aesthetic school is that SPF should be the last line of defense. So it's going to be the first rule of thumb to prevent hyperpigmentation. Oftentimes people get a breakout and they want to go in and try and, extract it. People say pop it or burst it themselves, but it's extraction is what we call it. So if you're not wearing an SPF to protect your skin from the UVB rays, that's going to be the first line of defense that you're actually causing a hyperpigmentation. A lot of other things that occur is if you're not using the right moisturizer, if you're using the wrong cleanser or what have you. So what you need to do is actually going to get skincare regimen. Find your esthetician, skin specialist, and make sure that you're using the proper skin tools and products to get your skin kind of coinciding with the goals that you're trying to reach. A lot of people don't believe that I'm 51, but I've been in skincare for years, so I've been making sure that I use a lot of different things to keep me from aging, and I want to age gracefully. At 75, I want to still like I'm 51. Um,
Yes.
and I want to talk to both I'm gonna get the males first because if you look at our skin, we're talking about hyperpigmentation. I'm working with the case that he has a lot of pseudofolliculitis up on his neck. So a
Now,
lot of
wait a minute. Two things.
uh-huh.
That was a big term. And then, second of
Pseudofolliculitis.
all, for everybody, he just referred to me as Seven. You guys may not know me as Seven, but Seven is my name that I cut hair, do makeup, and skincare with. I've been in the beauty business since 1997, master cosmetologist since 2008. He knows me as Seven because when I'm done with your makeup, it's complete, and Seven is the number of completion.
Right.
So there we go. Now let's get that big word out the way.
Back to Felicia. Sorry about that.
Yes,
Right.
it's okay.
So I use the word pseudofolliculitis. So when people tend to have the ingrown hairs, and not just the males, it's females too, because what we have called Hirschism for females, which means an over excessive growth of hair, where females have hair that grows all the way down here. They have the long sideburns, have it around the mustache, throughout the face. So if they're trying to shave or tweeze, because if they're pulling the hairs out and they're plucking and not tweezing you're pulling it from the root, which means the hair won't break and it won't revert back and grow back in. Plucking is you're pulling it and it can break and turn back. Same thing with shaving. So going back to a case that I'm working on, beautiful skin, about like yours. He's smooth out here, bald head, but down here he has the pseudofolliculitis or the pigmentation that you would call it. But it's ingrown hairs, which cause the hair bumps. So we've done a series of pills, which I'll address that in a minute, for both my male or female clients, that you can actually use that to help with the hyperpigmentation. So with that being said, what you'll do is you'll get on a good skin regimen. There's a couple of things that you have to do to get your skin ready for those peels. Now, what I love about the brand I work for, as I introduced you to Aveda years ago, they're kind of in alignment together. That's why I fell in love with them, because we've always been clean, we've always been clinical, and we never put parabens or sulfate in, so we never had to take them out. So they've been on the line with Aveda, plant-based. We're using stuff that's botanical, so we're not using stuff that's going to be compromising the skin. African Americans, or Fitzpatrick of six, we tend to burn easily when it comes to using chemicals. So a lot of people use glycolic in their peels. We don't. We use lactic acid, which we find in our body. We use salicylic acid. We use mandelic acid. So we use different acids. It's not going to be too enticing or too harmful on the skin. So you have the healing time. It's going to be a little bit easier and less aggressive. You will get some shedding and or flaking, but just because the skin doesn't shed or flake doesn't mean it's not working. I can do 6 layers of a certain peel I'm going to talk about in a moment, and after I shave and nothing happens. But first, I'm addressed to my male clients. If you look at my skin, as you see, I need to shave, but I saved this for Felicia tonight, so I can share with you that we have a cleanser called Purity Clean. Purity Clean. It has 5% lactic acid in it. We also have another cleanser called RX Clean that has 10% lactic acid. So what I do is when I put this on my face, I put it all over my face, I let it set, and then I'll shave this area that I shave. I keep my goatee, but I shave everything else. So I still have cleanser here. So that has sit about maybe 5 minutes, right, while I'm shaving. Then I'll take some more and I'll actually go in and do a nice cleanse, and I'll remove that off my skin, and then I'll follow with my serums that I'm going to use, whether it be morning or night. Because I have a regimen that I go with for the morning, I have another regimen I go with for night. So that's going to be very important. We also have, like, sometimes you need to bring that skin back to a balance, or if you're extremely oily, we have what we call Purity Balance, which is going to have salicylic acid in it. So you definitely want to spray this into some cotton, because if you spray it in the air, it's going to have you coughing. So this right here, you can use it to degrease the skin to remove the oil, but it's going to also get the skin ready for when you're going into your next step of your exfoliation, which we'll talk about.
let me ask you a question. So
Mhm.
this is for any skin, even though the program for tonight is Black Beauty, What's the Cost?
And it's
This
been.
is for any man who's concerned with his skin, anybody. And you know, a lot of times people don't know that men want to take care of their skin. A
They
lot of
do.
times some men want to, you know, my husband's like, okay, now what are you going to do my skin? Because he'll see me with my regimen. And you
Hmm.
know, we've been in the beauty industry for as long as we have, so we know the importance. So he's like, what are you going to do to my skin? A lot of people
Hmm.
don't know that it is so important for a guy to take care of his skin. Men
That's
don't want to
true.
look old. We all have that feeling. And so, with that, this product you're talking about, or the products you're talking about tonight as it relates to skin, can be used on anyone's skin and it doesn't matter. One thing I want to ask you, you mentioned lactic acid. Now, you and I know what that is. Break that down for us.
So lactic acid is in our body. So like those that may work out, we know that we have lactic acid and we're actually breaking it down, we're working out. So the same thing is in our body, the chemistry of it, we want to make sure that we break it down in our skin. So therefore, when we get in the products to break down, it's not going to be harmful on us. So that's
Mm-hmm.
when we actually going in using the lactic acid to go into the skin, so it'll be easier for it to heal and progress as we actually doing the peel services.
Okay, so anybody can do this now. I stopped you, and I'm sorry because I wanted to just get that in so that I would understand, so that people would understand the lactic acid piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so now, eh, is this something that a man should do to his skin daily? Is this a part of like his standard shower? Does he do it when he comes from the gym? What would be the ample time for a man to take good care of his skin like this? Is it once a week? Somebody might want to know.
Daily, daily. So that's the thing. Men don't want to fuss about their skin. I even have some
Uh-huh.
females too that they don't want have. If I could show you all the products, I have like a lot of products that I'm redoing my bathroom, so I'm going to have shelves while walking
Hmm.
through my bathroom. It's like shopping, retail shopping for products. That's my goal.
Hmm.
But I have so many products on here that I just pull out for tonight just to show you. And it's not even all the products that I have in my
Hmm.
bathroom. But
Mm.
you need a regimen of cleansing your skin morning and night. So think
Mhm.
about this. When you wake up in the morning, you need to remove that sleep off your face. Not just throwing water in there, but you need to remove the sleep off your face. And if you're using something, let's say your Restore moisturizer, you need to get that moisturizer off with some cleanser so you can get it ready for the day. Because
Mhm.
at night, you remove the day. If I have SPF on, the SPF is made for the day to protect me from the sun. I don't need to go to sleep with that on. I need to put a northern moisturizer on to protect me as I'm sleeping to not let that work.
Mhm.
So we have on our website, we have a men's bundle. So it's going to be simple steps, cleanse using a toner and a moisturizer or mask because men don't want the fuss. Now, with that being said, if a man goes to the gym, I would say he needs to go in and cleanse his skin with either the Purity Clean or the RX Clean, and then maybe tone it and put a moisturizer or just use our SPF with the moisturizing and let that be it. No fuss. 3 steps going about his business. Now, not if he wants to do a little bit more. So let's say if he want to focus on the pigmentation, if he want to focus on the fine lines and wrinkles, if he want to focus on the puffy eyes, or the sagging skin, making like it's aging. Therefore, he can take more time. Now, back to what you said about your husband. I have an account here in Atlanta. I love what she does. She and her husband gets in the bathroom together. He's on his sink, she on her sink, and they're actually cleansing together. So I saw that and I was like, and I had to reach out to her and I said, I love the video that you posted because, like you said, a lot of guys want that. Some guys are timid, or I don't want to use the word ashamed. Like they don't want to go into a nail salon where there's a bunch of women and they may be embarrassed of their feet, the nails, or just the fact that they
Mhm.
want to be around women getting that service. Same thing was going into a spa. They don't want to go into a treatment room and they want to feel like it's like fluff and buff. But some people want that. Some people want the relaxation. A lot of times people don't know how great it is to be touched.
Mhm.
So what I do, this right here would be very easy for a guy
Mhm.
kit like this, a starter kit. So these retail for $40. It got your cleanser, your brightness serum for pigmentation. It has a retinol and it has a moisturizer with SPF. So it's all the steps on the back. It tells you how to use them AM and PM. So it's very, very easy for a guy. This is very simple to start him out that way. Um,
Mhm.
and then, of course, when you realize, you know what, I like this or I like this, it wasn't enough. Then you can start taking them to the retail side so they can have more to use at night in the morning. Now, back to this is what it calls a treatment prep kit. So this kit has to be used for 14 days, regardless of your Fitzpatrick, whether you're 1, which means they're fair skinned and may burn easily, or whether you're a 6, which is like us. We don't tan, that easily. But
Mhm.
still, it has retinol in it. So some of the peels I'm going to talk about to address the pigmentation, to address the fine lines and wrinkles, acne, and those things. So we have 2 different peels that we have in our level 1 line, and this one is called pomegranate. What I love about the pomegranate is that I can put this on anybody's skin that walked through my door. Um, Never had a peel before, never had an exfoliation. I can put this on the first time, maybe 3 minutes. I'll remove it, and then I will actually do my cleanse, and then I put my serum on, which is probably like a starter serum, like a firm. I introduce them to that, and then I finish them off with the SPF. Now we have 3 different SPF, but as I share with you why this is my favorite, especially on my people of color, you don't see it because look, you don't even see. I just have a nice shine. So
Mhm.
this I'm up with that, but I have another kit which is called a post kit. So I will first send them home with this kit, the prep kit, to get them ready. So they've been on this kit for 14 days and they come back to me, and then we can take them up to another level peel. So we can
Mhm.
peel that is if they're concerned is pigmentation, if it's acne, if it's anti-aging. Some people want to shed and peel. Some people it's like, you know what, I don't want the downtime. I don't need to go to work and let them see me shedding. Right now, we're in peel season. The great thing about a lot of people, they're working from home now. So if they come to me and get that peel where they're going to actually peel like a reptile, they're at home. So
Yeah,
that's,
I've done that. I've
yeah.
done that before. I've had the peel. And let me ask you something. I don't mean to cut you off, but I do want to know.
Uh-huh.
So that's the peel. Okay, so now a lot of people like to get their peels, and that's what I would customarily do. Tasha, she would do mine for me. You
Right.
remember Tasha?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tasha used to do mine. When I was living in Atlanta, when I had my salon there, we would both have downtime as soon as we were finished with our with all of our customers,
Mm-hmm.
and then she would come on, Seven, let's get your face done. So she
Mm-hmm.
would do my peel or whatever, and that was a problem because having to be right back in the salon in about the next few days as days progressed. Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
would stand there peeling, but
Mm-hmm.
now, like you say, it is time for me to do another peel. I was looking at my skin just recently, and I think I'm going to be going into Atlanta to see you very soon, like
Okay.
within the next week or two, and I'll make my appointment for that.
Okay.
That's a sidebar for all of y'all.
Now, are you
But
are you still in the
uh,
Birmingham area?
no, I'm actually up north. I'm further north now. So I'm about 4 hours away from you.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm gonna do that, but I do know what you're talking about with the downtime when it comes to the skin.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't want to have that roughness of the skin, the peeling of the
Right.
skin being in public, and then because I do makeup and do hair and all that good stuff, here I am peeling. So it is a good time to do it. Let
Right.
me ask you something for women who are concerned with prenatal skin, or I should
Mm-hmm.
say postnatal skin, the whole the mom thing. I've got a friend, she's pregnant right now, and she's been complaining so much about her skin. Why is that happening to her?
Hormones. And I didn't bring the pill down here, but we have a pill called Deep Sea Pill. It is the only pill in our line that is pregnancy or lactating safe. It is really great. So you've heard of microneedling. So people that may have acne scarring, it's going to be equivalent to microneedling without actually doing
Oh.
the microneedling. But it's you can use it on the pregnancy or lactating mom. So that's really great for them. The difference about that opposed to some of the other pills I've shown you, this pill you would do once a month. Like this pill would be once a week for 4 weeks. Whereas the deep sea pill, the one that for the lactating or pregnant mom, because she's going through the hormones. There's other
Mhm.
products too that we have that are pregnancy safe, like our Defy mask. She can use as a exfoliating moisturizer at night. So she can use it. It doesn't have retinol and doesn't have salicylic acid. So it's going to be safe on her to use at night to help kind of combat the retinol. If she has concerns with brightening, she can use our peroxide, which is in our elite line, and it's going to be helping with the pigmentation without the salicylic acid or the compromising ingredients that's not pregnancy safe.
Well, those are very good tips. I know
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of people, who are going through hormonal changes. I'm 56 now, so I'm dealing with a lot of menopausal things, and I don't think that people realize that the skin really does change. It's the largest eliminative organ that we have, and
Mm-hmm.
in tandem with that, there's a lot of stuff that you have to do to help it to stay healthy. I
Mm-hmm.
did want to ask you about the hair, the skin, and the nails as one.
Okay.
And what about collagen? Because a lot of people are taking collagen. Tell us about what the collagen is, what it isn't, what it will do, what it won't do. How does that fit in the scheme of taking care of the skin right now,
So we
supplementally?
so we all have collagen in our skin as it is, right? We all have collagen. We was born with collagen. What happens over the years that we are growing and aging, we're losing collagen from the DNA, that you may have from being out there in the UVA rays and pollution and the environment, but also things that we may eat or intake, so ingest. So think about people that may smoke or may do alcohol, but it's not really taking care of themselves. They're losing the collagen, but it definitely happens as we age. So we do have products that's going to help to induce the collagen, help to encourage the collagen to boost back up. So we have the collagen in our hair, we have it in our nails, but it's different things. A lot of people like to take biotin and different supplements to help to actually speed it up. But you can actually do different things to help to produce more collagen. But we do know that as we age, it slows it down, and we just do things. Some people do injections or do different things to actually help to increase the collagen.
Okay, so then if you're taking some products right now and you're dealing with some collagen added, it's not going to harm you if you're using other. I don't know. I don't know. I think I see a lot of people with the collagen right now. I see a
Okay.
lot of people, talking about the liquid collagen, talking
Mhm.
about the collagen for for all kinds of stuff. There's liquid collagen, powder collagen, collagen that they put in on the fingernails, collagen that they do on the hair. And I do know that when we put too much protein in the hair, that it can be just the opposite. It can shatter like
Right.
glass.
Right.
And so do you have that same type of reaction if we make the mistake and use that on
Too
the, yeah?
Well, think about sometimes people go get injections. They get collagen injections. So if they get too much, their lips look really, really full. So it's going to be the
Hmm.
same thing if you're ingesting too much. I always try and encourage people to stay with a line. So I wouldn't say go get collagen from one manufacturer and get something that's going to be collagen and combine them, because the chemistry is going to be different from each manufacturer. So I would say if you're going to do something that's going to be collagen driven, stick with one line and see if it works. A lot of times people don't realize you have to give something at least 21 days. Like we have to give 21 days to be a habit. We have to give it like 21 or so days to actually see results. So you want to
Hmm.
give up to 4 weeks to actually see results. So you can expect to actually start using something and see results like in 2 days. But one thing I love about the line that I use, some people notice significant differences day of. I was talking to one of my accounts today, and we were talking about peels. And he was saying about this particular peel right here, the blueberry jasmine, that he said he loves this because he said that how when he put it on, his skin felt tight. And that's what a lot of people love about it, because you feel all tight and pulled like you have a temporary mini facelift for the day. But as
Hmm.
we always give it a 40-hour inflammatory phase, regardless if it's a level 1 or level 2, anywhere between. You want to give at least 48 hours to go through the sensitivity or, that you may have going on. But like some of our stronger peels, you're going to have 7 days of downtime. Some you may not have any. And like I said, I can actually sit right here and shave my face, put this layer of 6 on here, and I can actually put this peel right here on top of it, and I'll probably get no shedding. I can do the same thing to you, Felicia, and you'll probably start shedding the next day, because I've seen it happen to some of my clients. They're like, okay, I'm getting some shedding the next day. My skin has gotten conditioned to it, but I think my skin is more healthier too. And with men, our skin is thicker. It's about 70%, 7% thicker than females. So ours could be a little bit more resilient than yours. So I can probably do the same peel on, let's say, your husband, if he was conditioned to it, because he was still
Hmm.
prepped for it. And he probably wouldn't have the reactions that another male may have. You know what I'm saying? As far as the
Hmm.
females, though, anybody, period, like I said, it's really, really key to change out your pillowcase in every night. I try to encourage people to actually sleep on a satin pillowcase.
Hmm.
Um, when I travel, I take mine with me. I take mine to the hotel with me. And I actually had to cut when I checked out of the hotel. I had to run back because I forgot to put my pillowcase off of the bed. But I take a pillowcase with me. I really do. And it's so funny that because I have my logo on it and I retell them. So my thing is, if they're waking up, making their bed, and they look at the Cavant logo, they're like, oh, I need to either get online and schedule an appointment with Anthony, or I need to call and see if it's available. So I even pushed the logo on there too. So while they're changing that pillowcase, they're doing laundry, they're going to think about, okay, my hair or my skin or a massage.
Hmm.
I need
Yeah.
to make an appointment.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned the massage because we did a video here on this platform for the Lockhart Perspective. And again, folks, for those of you who are just now tuning in, this was supposed to be on Asa Leaf 7, which is our beauty channel, but unfortunately, we had to have a 24-hour wait for YouTube to clear the ability to go live from that particular channel. I guess it's something new. I apologize. I didn't know. But here's what I want to know. A lot of times people are looking at going into massage therapy and things of that nature, but we did specifically talk about the power of touch here a few days ago on the
Mhm.
channel. And we talked specifically about the people that are in the rest homes that don't get the touch anymore,
Right.
and there's nobody that's going into the homes with them. So there's nobody there that they love. There's no family members that are allowed to come in, and so they are there without being touched. I want
Mhm.
to hold that right there.
Okay.
When we consider the power of touch, I know and you know about, excuse me, massage
Mhm.
and taking care of the skin, but tell me about the power of a healthy medicinal massage and tell me
Mm.
about the different types because I normally get a deep tissue and
Okay.
then I'm out for like a week
Okay.
because I've got so many toxins. But tell us about this and tell us about the medicinal health sides and the things that are good about it.
Okay. So first, about being out for weeks, you should always be encouraged to drink water after your session and throughout, because you just said it. You want to release those toxins out your system. Um, I'm gonna talk about the medicinal part later because I want to talk about just the touch in general. And I'm gonna give you the different kinds.
Okay. Yes,
So
please do.
the power of touch. This is what inspired me to go to school for massage therapy. And after I got my first massage, so I was back when I was doing hair in Alabama. A lady was there for a funeral. I laid her back in the shampoo bowl and I was just massaging her shoulders because she was grieving and knew nothing about massage therapy. And so she asked me, was I a massage therapist? I said, what is that? And she shared me about how she got massages. So fast forward, I went and got a pedicure, and my nail tech shared me that she had a massage therapist there. I booked that day because I'm like, if I did something to this lady not knowing about it, I want to get the massage. Heaven on earth, right? I posted a video today in my story where a guy actually was working on another guy, and the guy got aroused. And someone didn't find it funny, but the reason I shared that because one, that's natural thing. Think about we're talking about touch. So if you're being touched in a medicinal or healing way, your body relaxes and things happen because you can get aroused in your sleep. You know, so I had someone to reach out to me and say that they found it offensive. But
Well, let me stop you there because I have a lot of different types of folks who do follow my channel who would find it offensive as well. But let's just be honest. I'm gonna be very candid. While you were in school and I was in school for beauty, they do teach us that these things are possible because we're dealing with the physiological being. We're
right,
dealing with a person. So we're gonna get past that, even that topic. We're gonna
right,
talk
yeah,
about what happens. But a lot of people really should grow up because, to be honest with you, those are some of the things that will happen.
that
I
happened.
Yeah, I cut hair for men for many years. As a matter of fact, I prefer to cut Anglo hair because I love to see it lay and flow, and
Hmm.
I just love that. So a lot of gentlemen and women will have that as an experience from
Yeah,
time to time.
it
Now,
happened.
we're all adults, and if there's anybody who's less than 18 who's watching while he's made that statement, then you need to get off the channel.
Right.
But for adults, these are real things that we in the beauty industry have dealt with. So moving on from that, you say somebody got offended, and then your point is that it's just a natural
That's
thing.
the thing. But to the touch, the reason like I said, I got the massage, and my nephew, my late nephew Brandon, rest his soul, he had cerebral palsy. So Brandon was like this all the time. So you think about his joints were tight. So when I was like, you know what, if she made me feel this good, and if I can relax him, I know I can make a difference in his life. So I went to school for massage, was excited about driving from Atlanta, taking my table home, and my sister and I put him on the table. So he's laughing, I'm massaging him, and Felicia, to see his arms. Keep in mind, this is a joint, not muscle. As I'm massaging him, to see his arms come down straight. The joint came straight, and he's always like this. It wowed me beyond measures. because I realized what my touch did to him. So then I'm gonna talk about the medicinal part. People that have low blood pressure, people that tend to have different ailments where they're aching and sore, and not from working out, but just how their body is in a lot of pain. But then you have people that may have lupus or certain different things, high blood pressure, diabetes, that they have to get clearance from a doctor, cancer, that you can't get a massage unless the doctor says it's okay. So you have to know when and where to use this skill of these hands, because everybody is not privileged to it because of the contraindications they may have for massage therapy.
Mhm.
Now, lastly, there's a lot of different massage modalities. There's hot stone, there's Thai, there's Swedish, there's deep tissue, there's sports, there's neuromuscular, there's cupping. I could go on and on out of different massage
Well,
techniques I offer.
I normally get one of two. Obviously, the deep tissue, but on my legs, whenever I get a, pedicure, I always get the hot stone
Mhm.
massage and the hot stone treatment. I see on your website, and that's one of the things because we're at 40 minutes and 44 seconds here, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys who've had the opportunity to tune in, and for those of you who are going to be watching on the replay. I want to talk briefly about the cupping because I saw on your website that you do have cupping, and the website is down below on the in the description box for the commercial that we had on both Us Leaf 7. But here we'll just say right here, it's on this platform on this website. You can go right down below in the description and you can see the website. But here's the deal. I saw you had cupping, and I want to know more about that because that's something that I'm sure is old, but it's new to me. And
Right.
I'm wondering if anybody else knows about it.
A lot of people don't. So you feel a lot of people using cupping due to like the liposuction and the different things where they're trying to, not liposuction, but I forgot to call it, but it's actually like cupping to actually bring out, making themselves look fuller or what have you. So, but cupping is designed to actually for healing as well. So it's going to help you actually to get your, the impurities out of your skin. But it's a technique that we use to actually you attach minus plastic, but it's a plastic suction that's going to actually pull out. It's going to be it's going to be a vacuum suction that's going to help to repair those tissues. It's going to go into deep layers of that, but it's actually getting a separation of those tissues that may need some release of the toxins that's in it. I do different sections. I do like a 50-minute session and I do an 80-minute session. I don't do anything less than that because if it's a 50-minute session, I try and stay targeted on 1 to 2 areas, but if it's 80, I try and incorporate a full body.
So, is there an age limit, or can pregnant women do that too?
Now,
Or,
I
you
wouldn't
know,
recommend pregnant women because you're going to need to be on your stomach or on your back.
mhm.
It's going to be hard.
Okay.
And of course, things about pregnancy, sometimes you have to be very mindful uh, of where they are in their trimesters and everything. But I
Mhm.
wouldn't recommend that on a pregnant woman.
Okay. And then I also know that we don't even do foot massages on pregnant women in
Right.
certain stages as well.
Mhm.
Um, Black Spring with Autumn said, "Hi, Anthony."
Hi, how you doing?
She says hi. And then there was a question here from a gentleman a little bit earlier, and he wanted to know about the hair bumps. Hold on, let me go back up to his question.
Okay.
His question was, why does he get hair bumps? I think that's what it was.
Okay. So
Let
what
me
tends to
find it.
happen, what is it saying? What's his
Here it
name?
is. Ortega wants to know why he gets ingrown hairs.
Hey, Ortega. So what probably happens is if you're using a clipper or a razor and it's not that you're not cutting it properly. So I would tend to do, I'll stretch my skin and I go in the opposite direction. You don't want to go in the direction of the grain. Sometimes if your blade or your clipper is not clean, that can cause the ingrown hair too. But you want to make sure that it's sharp enough that you remove it. I don't know if you was on what I was talking about cleansing. Cleansing is very important. I would definitely encourage getting facials. Getting facials is going to really help to make that shaving easier. And if you find that that is still not enough, get on a good skincare regimen of getting facials and start doing some aggressive peels because that's going to help with the ingrown hairs, which we call folliculitis. That'll help with that too. But why do you get it? It's just pretty. Sometimes ingrown hairs can be genetic because the way your hair is thick and coarse, and curls. So that's a genetic piece of it. But if you're not properly shaving or removing it, that's why you're probably getting ingrown hairs. But if you find that they're too embedded, you probably want to consider either doing laser or maybe tweezing them out. But getting facials on a regular way help making your shaving easier.
There we go. Me and I did no show can go by without me jacking something up at least once.
You're human. You're human.
We're coming up on the 45-minute mark here, and I just want to thank you so much for coming and sharing this information with me and my wonderful subscribers. I want to ask you, for those people who may not have the ability, because you will not be able until this is published to pull the link from this video, but it is in the commercial video that we posted tonight that is talking about skincare, and you will see his entire his logo on the front of that video. Where should they reach you if they are in the Atlanta area? What should they do if they want to make an appointment? Is there a phone number where they can make an appointment? What do they do?
Both of them are very easy. It's the name Kevant, Kevant Salon Spa. So Kevant Salon Spa is the website. It's also the Instagram. And you can get me directly through both of them. My number's on there, but if you have Instagram, there's a link to be able to call me on the Instagram too. So Kevant, Kevant Salon spa.com.
I'm putting that in the chat. Well, let me see if there we go. I can do it. Let's see. KEVANTSALONSPA.com.
Or Instagram is the same way.
Okay, there you go. I want to thank you so much for being with me tonight, sir. It has been such a blessing to see you again. For those of you who may be coming in or see us on the replay, then you'll know this is one of my colleagues. As a master cosmetologist myself, as a I am certified with shiatsu facial massage because of working with a company for many years. And so he's a colleague on many levels. We both cut hair, we both color hair. He is the skincare extraordinaire, however. And so when I decided to do this Black Beauty, but what's the cost? I could not do this series without inviting him. Before we go, I want to ask you one thing.
Okay.
For the colder weather that we're in, before we leave, what is one major component or thing that people can do to take better care of their skin in this colder weather and people that are staying inside right now?
Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. We have a moisturizer called Emulsion that is going to be really good for Emulsion, Emulsion. It's going to be good for that dehydrated skin. So think about whether going out into the wind, where it's going to be cold, especially those people in those windburn climates like up north where you may be. And think about you're going to have your heater going, whether it be in your car or in your home. The heater is going to be drying you and dehydrating you too. Emulsion is a great moisturizer to have. You want to also make sure that you use a great hydrating cleanser. So the Benefit Clean or the Gentle Clean is going to be gentle enough to remove the day or the just being inside, your heater, but you want to make sure you have a good cleanse. But that Emulsion moisturizer is going to be key component because you're going to have to keep that skin moisturized.
Excellent. Thank you for that final tip. You guys, if you're interested in any of the awesome tips and products that Mr. Anthony has shared with you this evening, won't you please go to KevantSalonandSpa.com. I would surely recommend that you do it because I know I'm going to make my appointment. It has been too long for me, and I've got to do it. So I will be out there to see you very soon. And I want to thank you again for spending this last almost hour with me. And thank you all for the chat. This is Felicia Lockhart, you guys, and this has been the Lockhart Perspective third installment of Black Beauty, but what's the cost? Right here on YouTube. Take care, all.
Have a good night.